Students, how are you all? Students, in our previous video, we had talked about the blood and its functions, WBC, RBC, platelets. And today we will start blood groups. So what is blood groups actually? So blood groups, you know that blood type can vary from person to person. That means every person should not have same type of blood group. Okay, it vary from person to person. The red blood cells in blood contains number of protein molecules that are called the antigens. Red bloods are called the antigens that contains the proteins. The antigens and foreign substances in the body of humans that initiate the production of antibody. When this antigen mix with the foreign substance in the body, so it produce the antibodies by the human immune system. Here the antibodies are chemical substances which are made by human body in response to the foreign substance. That means in response to the antigens, antibodies are formed within the body. Thus, based on the antigens and antibodies, blood groups also differ. You know, Carl Landsteiner discovered the blood transfusion, that how blood transfer from one to another. But there is a problem of antigen and antibody, that you cannot give the blood of any person to any another without its proper checking. Because if yes, one person, that means donor, will give its blood to another person which is recipient, so the foreign blood tends to clump and cause shock or jaundice. Okay, this happens when the blood group of two humans, being the donor and the recipient, are different. So it is very important to know that the blood group of different people, before any such process we have to check it. The blood groups are differentiate on the basis of antigens and antibodies present in their body in the blood, that are of four types of blood groups. So four blood groups are here: A, B and AB and O. A, B, AB and O. You know, in human being, based on the presence of and absence of antigens and antibodies, these groups are given. The blood group A has antigen A and RBCs and antibody B. Okay, the blood group B has antigen B and antibody A. Now in AB, both antigens are there but no antibody, and in blood group O, no antigen is there but both antibodies A and B. So O type of blood is called the universal donor. This is called the universal donor. Which group? O. Blood group O is called universal donor, and blood group AB is called universal acceptor. Okay, now next thing is blood transfusion. That means how a person can give its blood to another. Now blood transfusion, the transfer of blood from one person to another person, is called the blood transfusion. That means the process in which one person give its blood to another person and it is transferred, this process is called the transfusion. When people are seriously ill or get injured, at that time he will need of blood, so there are chance to may lose a lot of blood and thus might need blood transfusion. That means when there will lack of blood in anyone, then he will have need to take the blood from another. The person who receive blood is called recipients, and who gives the blood is called donor. Now it is necessary to match the type of blood of the recipient and donor. Okay, it is very necessary that both blood should be matched. Okay, the antibodies and antigen present in the blood acts against each other. If there will not be same in antigen and antibodies, then there will be problem. When the blood of opposite antigen is transferred into the body of a person, the antibodies of the person acts against the antigens. Okay, when suppose that you are giving opposite antigens to both, donor is giving to receptors and receptor had different antigen, then their antibody will act opposite function on the antigens. Okay, so it may lead to infection or even death also maybe. Okay, thus blood transfusion must be done by matching the blood groups, donor and recipient. So without matching we should not give the blood. Okay, now different blood groups with antigens and antibodies are given here in this table. So here A group have antigen A and antibody B, and it can donate the blood to A and B and receive the blood of A and O. Same, B have antigen B and antibody A, it can donate the blood to B and A and can receive the blood of B and O. Same here in case of AB, it is given here, it have not any antibody, it can donate the blood to only AB but receive all the groups. In case of O, it have not any antigen but antibody AB, so it can donate blood to any group but can receive only from O. Now next is rhesus or the RH factor. So what is RH factor or rhesus factor? Actually this factor was searched into rhesus monkeys, that's why it is called the rhesus or RH factors. The blood contains another important antigens which is RH factor or the rhesus factor. This determines the compatibility of the blood transfusion to be given to the recipient. That means the RH factor can be positive or negative, and if RH factor will differ, then we cannot give the blood to anyone. Okay, a person, see here, a person can be called RH positive or RH negative depending on the presence of and absence of RH factor. Okay, if the RH negative people don't have antibody in the plasma as against the RH factor, if a person with RH negative is given blood with RH positive by mistake, then recipient develops antibodies against the RH factor, and repeated transfusion of blood to the recipient with RH positive factor can become very dangerous and may endanger the recipient's life. Okay, that means in case of variation that may be dangerous. Now our next here table is given. Next table, in next table it is shown that which blood group person can give its blood to another person. With the help of this table you can clear that how it can be done. So RH factor, it is very important factor. RH negative cannot take the RH positive. Okay, so during the donation of blood, you have to be careful about these all the factors. Now you will see here the list which is given here. That means the blood group is given here in this table, and the blood group which can donated blood to this group A and B, AB, and about the blood groups to whom this group can provide the blood. Okay, so see here this one is given here, blood group A. This blood group A, this can donate the blood to A and AB positive, and can receive from A plus, A minus, O plus and O minus. Here one thing is common, that positive can take positive and negative. Okay, and in case of negative you are seeing here, it can receive only from negatives. Okay, now you will learn this table. Now next topic is blood vessels. Next topic is blood vessels. Here blood vessels carry blood throughout the body. These blood vessels, the function of blood vessel is to carry the blood throughout the body. The blood vessels run between the heart and the rest body part. There are three types of blood vessels in our body, and that are called the arteries, veins and capillaries. So arteries, these arteries, they carry the pure blood. That means oxygenated blood is here in this arteries. They carry the oxygenated blood from the left ventricle. Okay, and it distributed to all parts of body. But in case of veins, they carry deoxygenated blood from all parts of body, and they gives that blood to the right auricle. Okay, now in case of auricle and ventricles, these both are important system which carry the blood to the body and receive the blood from the body and send to the heart. So here we had discussed about the arteries, and in our next session we will discuss about the veins. So that's all for today. Thank you.